Hi guys, welcome to today's video. We're playing Crystal Quest for the Game Boy. Let's see what we got. It feels like it's going to be an RPG, but we will find out here quickly. One player, I guess. Guess not. Crystal Quest sounded like it, but it's an asteroids game. Oh, we pick these things up. Okay. I was trying to avoid them for a while there. I mean, honestly, it's asteroids for the most part. A little different. Different ship. It moves quickly. It does maneuver pretty well for what it is. I mean, just like asteroids in a lot of the games of this kind, trying to like really pinpoint and shoot things can be a bit of a chore. And the bullets seem to only function as good as you move. Like, the harder you move, the faster the bullets shoot. And then sitting stationary, the bullets don't go anywhere. So it really forces you to move around, which is unique. I don't know how long we need to keep going for. I mean, as it stands, it's unique in the fact that you have to keep moving. But, I mean, otherwise, it's fairly, it's a very simple game. It's fine for Game Boy. It's not really a game that you'd want to play much else. This is not a full game that you'd want to purchase for, like, full price or anything. I feel like, this is kind of just a... But I feel like that's a lot of games where it doesn't feel like it could be a full... Oh, we're starting to get into... So is it just... You go until you run out, and it's just however far you go? It's not like different levels? The firing thing is going to be definitely going to add, some difficulty to everything. Because forcing you to move, and as fast as you move, like, you're going to run into the bullets so often. They're really hard to avoid. Because your ship, like, it moves, There is a thing about, I was going to try to put a whole bunch of bullets at the doorway and go. It doesn't feel like it's a, there's no levels, I don't think. I really feel like this is a game where it's just a complete gauntlet where you're just going to go and go and go until you die. And you're just going to go for high score. But yet, stuff like this makes it feel like there are other levels. See, it's very, very confusing. So that was literally the first wave. Like, we didn't even finish a single wave. Ah. Yeah, it's not going to work. I mean, it's a fun game, but it does get kind of monotonous. I mean, we get the one enemy for a while, then we get the bullets. I do like the game there. It is unique, again, in the fact that you have to, you have to keep moving in order to fire. I really do like that concept. Oh, that was pathetic. That was so sad. We did so much better the first time. I mean, if you wanted to spend some time on it, you can actually do a lot with the fact that you could have bullets stationary. Do you actually die running into? Okay. I was curious about if it was we ran into something or did another enemy spawn, because from what I saw, it's only 3 at a time. But there is something to be said to being able to, because of that, you can actually do unique things with your bullets, and like almost laying like mines. I wish they had like some kind of indication of like where you are in the wave, or you know, something of that sort, like even a little bar that shows you, you know, like your progression, because at this point, like, we saw a different level and it says wave 1, but we spent a good amount of time. We're gonna go one more. And it looks like there's going to be a third door that will open at some point. This would be good with a turbo controller. Being able to just hold the button down and spin around. But you know, it's unique. It's pretty much, you know, there's a few of these, but like I feel like this game is unique, even though it feels a lot like, you know, like Asteroids and some of those games. There's a little uniqueness to it. You know, there's kind of the rules to the game, where, you know, you can have 3 enemies at a time. They're going to be coming out of the doors. It seems kind of random, which is not necessarily a bad thing. The fact that you have to move in order to fire. The faster you move, the better your bullets travel. I would like I said, I would like to see some kind of like semblance of, hey, this is what's going on. This is how much you have left. You know, this is what's going on. So you have the feeling of accomplishment. Like right here, it just feels so okay. We're just going and going and going, and it starts to just feel like we're just, you know, doing the same thing over and over with the same enemies, the same patterns, the same everything, and it gets kind of very old pretty quickly in that regard, without really having a feel for, you know, how long you have until the next little bit starts. And is that still the same wave? Like, even when the bullets start flying at us, is it still the same wave? Because it didn't say, you know, wave 2, it didn't say we got to this. So it's like, there we go. Alright, so the best thing to do here, I feel like, is to stay out and shoot at a good angle to try to avoid, because, like I said, the movement is so erratic. Like, it's not erratic, I wouldn't say, but just, it's so, you move quick. So, like, your movements are exaggerated, so to speak. So really avoiding things is very, very difficult. Especially if you want to actually shoot these damn things. I mean, they shoot better than we do, and we still didn't get out of the way of that one. It is difficult. Like, it's very boring and monotonous for the first little bit. Once the bullets start flying, it is a very hard game to maneuver, because with 3 or 4 of them shooting at you as fast as your ship goes, and the fact that you do actually have to move in order to shoot to begin with, it is the game like takes a jump dramatically to very easy and basic to, oh shit, this is going to take some work. Like, there is no in between. It's not like they threw one in here and there in between them. It's literally like you're just going to get swarmed by all the shooters. So, like, it would have been nice to start incorporating one of the things that shoot you at a time until you get kind of acclimated. I think a gradual might have been a little nicer, but all of a sudden where it's just like, you're just doing the basic stuff, and then like you have 4 guys shooting at you from all different directions, and in order to shoot them, you have to move, but when you move, you're running into all these bullets that are just like everywhere. Okay, curious on that. We might not play it all the way through, but I'm curious as to what is going on with that. Oh, okay, so you go as long as you want, and then you can literally go to the next wave. Okay. Sometimes it's fun to witness the, alright, we'll play a little bit more now that we learned something. So that's kind of cool. You can actually, okay, so you can go as long as you want. Like if you don't want to play the shooters, you can literally do this for a while, get a bunch of points, and then move to the next one. Which we're going to do here in a second. We're going to keep kind of doing a little bit and then moving and seeing if anything changes at the beginning of the waves or if it's a late wave kind of thing. Alright, so with that being said, let's shoot over. I like the, sorry, no time bonus. Okay. Something we don't know about yet, but. Okay, so yeah, we are getting new things now. Alright, now are these mines? Yes, okay, they're mines. You know, it's like, hey, we're learning some stuff. These things aren't as fast. The sad thing is, like, yeah, they look a little different, but all in all, there's no real difference in the enemies other than a little bit of how they look. They either shoot or they don't. Ah, we ran into the mine. So that's kind of cool. You get to dictate when you want to change waves. I like that aspect. There's a lot of unique aspects that make this game, even though it's kind of, you know, an asteroid-esque type of game, it definitely has way enough uniqueness to be definitely its own entity. And I really like that aspect. I like the aspect of having to move in order to fire, so it's not just sit in a circle and just like shoot around you and make things kind of easy for you. It's, you do that, you're going to die. You have to get out there and move. But then when the enemy starts shooting at you, moving is very difficult as is. The dramatic waves and movements that you do, it's very, you know, you shoot yourself in one direction or another. It's not a gradual kind of really very well maneuvered. You kind of shoot and shoot and shoot, and it's very kind of, you know, erratic, so to speak. And then, so doing that with bullets flying, you wind up running into stuff very often, which makes the game very difficult. But it's also really cool that you can play around, go to the next wave, screw around, go to the thing, and just play the game kind of at your own pace to a point. I mean, of course, the higher the wave, the more stuff's going to be popping out. The main thing is, I think that enemy variety isn't really there. We did see a third kind of, you know, different bullet and different everything, but for the most part, everything seems to do more or less the same. Like, these kind of follow you. So there's a enemy that follows, enemy just that kind of flies around, and then all the other ones that fly and shoot. So we have some variety, but I mean, they did what they can. It's a Game Boy game. You can't expect a whole lot in that aspect. But this is really a great Game Boy game. Like, this is an epitome of having of a really good Game Boy game where you play for, you know, there's no continues, there's no passwords, you just play, you try to get a high score, you try to beat it later. You get to pick and choose where you want to go, how long you want to go into before you start getting into the harder enemies. So like, you can literally, as soon as it opens, kind of keep going until you get to the higher echelons of the waves, and where you're starting to get really crazy stuff, so you can just jump forward and go hardcore right off the bat, or you could build up some points. I think you can get some extra men, and then slowly, gradually work your way. So it's really kind of a cool concept. So anyways, with that being said, that's Crystal Quest, guys. You have a good one. We'll see you next time.